shadow of vengeance. Rain hammered the streets of Greyhaven, turning empty alleys into rivers of reflection. Detective Raven Cross moved through the shadows, her black coat soaked, gun gripped tight. The city whispered secrets, and tonight, those whispers carried a warning. Someone knew she was coming. Every dripping neon sign, every flickering streetlight seemed alive, as if watching her, judging her. She could feel the pulse of the city beneath her feet, a heartbeat that belonged not to the living, but to the darkness itself. The warehouse loomed ahead, abandoned, yet alive with menace. Inside, blood smeared the walls, and a body hung upside down, its face hidden beneath a mask of terror. Strange symbols etched into the floor seemed to pulse in the flickering candlelight, mocking her. Raven's pulse quickened. This wasn't the work of an ordinary killer. It was something darker, more ritualistic, almost supernatural in its precision. Every instinct screamed danger. Every shadow whispered death. From the darkness, a figure watched her, Darius Kane, hood drawn over his face, eyes glinting like shards of glass. Betrayed once by the very system meant to protect him, he had transformed his grief into obsession, his vengeance into ritual. To him, the city belonged to fear, and those who opposed him would vanish into the shadows he commanded. The streets had made him a god of terror, and tonight, Raven would test whether courage could withstand such darkness. Raven stepped cautiously, each movement measured. Every alley she ran through seemed alive, reflections in puddles twisting her form, making it hard to know what was real. She felt him before she saw him, Darius moving impossibly fast, almost merging with the darkness, always one step ahead. Her hand tightened around the gun. She had to end this before more lives were claimed, before the city itself was swallowed by his madness. The basement beneath the warehouse opened like a maw. Candles formed a circle, strange symbols etched into the cold stone. The air smelled of iron and decay, and soft chanting reverberated from nowhere and everywhere at once. Shadows moved unnaturally along the walls, forming twisted faces that seemed to leer at her from every angle. Raven's heart pounded. Was this a man, or something else entirely? Her fingers tingled with fear. Her mind screamed escape. But she knew she could not leave. She raised her gun. Empty. The click echoed like a death sentence. Darius emerged from the darkness, dagger in hand, a ghostly figure cloaked in menace. Rainwater dripped from the ceiling, pooling around their feet. "I warned you," he said, voice a low rasp. "This city belongs to me. I won't let you destroy it," Raven growled, diving into the fight. Steel clashed, gunfire rang out, and the basement became a storm of chaos. Dagger and gun collided, and Raven found herself pinned against the wall, the tip of the blade threatening her life. Her instincts screamed. She smashed a water pipe overhead, and torrents of water flooded the floor. Sparks danced as exposed wires met the deluge, electrocuting Darius. He screamed, a sound that tore through the air and shattered the oppressive silence. The shadows around him dissolved, leaving only the faintest echo of the terror he had wrought. By dawn, Raven stood outside, soaked, breathing hard, but alive. The city was quiet, the storm finally spent, and the first weak rays of sunlight glinted off wet streets. Police sirens approached, but she barely noticed. Justice had come at a terrible cost, and though the immediate threat was gone, the city's darkness lingered. Shadows never fully disappeared. Raven walked away, her coat clinging to her frame, eyes scanning every corner. Fear still whispered in the alleys, but so did hope, because someone had dared to fight. Someone had survived, and in a city ruled by shadows, that made all the difference. Somewhere in the flickering darkness, a faint movement hinted that Darius, or what he had become, might not be gone entirely. Raven didn't flinch. She had faced the shadows once, and she would face them again. I hope you guys like the story. If you want more like this, then subscribe Factopia Stories channel.